I don't even know where to start from. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am your pet Shine. Today on Jom Cakaplah, I want to share with you guys of my story of how I face racism and everything. But first I want you to understand, I am not here to create just for content. I'm not here to just create sympathy. I'm here to share my stories because someone that goes through racism is not just about being sad. A lot of people think, okay, someone's going through racism, or maybe they're just sad, maybe they're just depressed about the situation. But I hope from my story you actually understand how is it like to go through racism and how it can affect our self-esteem, how it can affect our growth until adulthood. Now, this story that I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't even call this a racist attack. I would call her my abuser. She really abused me mentally. Now this teacher, I wouldn't forget her face. I will never forget her name. I'll never forget her bloody words. I'll never. So this teacher, her name is Mrs. Mark. She is an English teacher. She had her own private tuition. So at that time when my parents had a business of their own, they found out that one of their customers are teaching English. So then my parents came to me and asked, okay, do you want to join English class or not? And of course lah, because I want to improve on my English and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I want to join English class. Then I joined lah. Again, the same thing happened. The first few days, she treated me very nice. She treated me really good. She was like, okay Padma, if you do your homework, I'll give you sweets and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay lah, The day came where she actually truly showed me her colours. So my handwriting, right, is actually very cursive. My handwriting is very cursive. Then she told me, Padma, when you come to the next lesson, I want you to make sure that the handwriting is big and neat. I was like, okay teacher, no problem. I'll make sure, I'll try my level best. And then for the next lesson, I came back. She looked at my book. She was going through. And then she said, what rubbish is this? I was like, huh? She said, why? What happened? She said, what is this? Your handwriting is so ugly. Then I was like, huh? But I tried my level best too, you're not satisfied. I was like, okay, fine. Again, I put the blame onto myself. I was like, fine. No problem, teacher. I'll fix it again. And then the next lesson came again. I show you guys something. Sometimes when you put your books in your bag and then you have all these folded corners. For example, all these short, all these folded corners at the bottom, right? Because you're going to put your bag and then it will fold like that, right? And then at that lesson, I brought out my book and then she saw all those folded corners. She said, what is this? Dog ear is it? Huh? This one dog ear is it? Then she pinched my ear. She said, huh? Same like your ear is it? Dog ear is it? Dog ear is it? She kept saying that. When she was pinching me, I was sobbing, I was crying because I don't know, in front of the whole class, dude. Also, I forget to tell you guys, in that class, right, we have mixed ages. That means it's not like all people are same age as me. No, only one girl was same age as me. At that time I was 9 years old. And there's another Chinese girl who was 9 years old. And all the other kids in the class, I think they were above 13, 14. So she literally give them a specific exercise book for them to do and another exercise book for us to do, for me, the 9 years old. Then she give me the exercise book, then I'll just do the exercise. Even in one mistake, if I do, she literally hit my hand with the cane. Remember I said there was another girl same age as me? Mrs. Mark. If Mrs. Mark will not do anything to the girl, I still remember that girl's name. Her name was Crystal. I still remember so clearly in my mind. Anytime Crystal does, anything wrong or anything, Mrs. Mark don't even care. She'll be like, okay, you fix your mistake and everything. But to me, Mrs. Mark will literally, scold me, embarrass me, pinch me, hit me with the cane. Thinking about it also makes me really sad, because on all these situations, I blame myself. she would use all those harsh words on me. She'll call me useless, she'll call me, all those type of words. And then there was one time where she called me Heyren. Yeah, I still remember she called me Heyren, and at this time I do not understand Chinese at all. I don't even understand at all. So every time I go to a class, I will feel scared, I will feel sad, because I wouldn't feel like dying, because every time I go to a class, she will embarrass me in front of the kids. She will literally embarrass me in front of the students. Hey, don't cry, don't cry. And then, in that class, I was really mentally abused heavily. I really don't know how to explain to you guys. But even at that time, I did not know that this was racism. I thought that this was my fault. I thought that this is my fault. Maybe it's me. I did the wrong. It was my fault. I kept blaming me again and again and again. Each time when we are approaching her house, I'll have this, heart attack. Just anxiety hits me a lot. I just suddenly, I just feel I want to jump out of the car. I don't know how to explain, but I'll just feel, I just want to die. I don't even want to go and look at her. Another thing why I did not tell all this to my parents, because every time at the end of the class, Mrs. Mark will always warn me. If you tell this to your parents, you will know what will happen on your next lesson. In that fear itself, I will not tell anything to my parents. I will not tell anybody what happened. Anything. I will not. But then the day came where my parents had to stop their business. So, of course, if stop business, she's not their customer anymore. And then they couldn't, they also said, maybe you can search for another English class, no problem at all, nothing. Then they stopped me from her class. At that time, I was so happy. I literally felt I was so happy. But from all these stories that I told you, each and every one of them have affected me mentally a lot, especially Mrs. Mark. So each time any problem happens in my life, I will literally blame it on myself. I will say, even if I want to say no, I will feel afraid. I will feel that, okay, what if this person, is going to be mad at me? What if this person is going to be angry on me? I don't want them to scold me. So I would just say yes every single time, yes. And then I stopped making friends. I slowly lost trust onto people. I slowly lose myself basically. All these events has actually broke my self-esteem a lot. Like a lot, really, a lot. Then throughout my whole primary school, I was really lonely kid. I was just a lonely kid. I'll sit in the corner, I'll just be alone, not interacting to anybody. Once I reached high school, when I think about, all these problems, what happened, I think at that time I was Form 3. Because at Form 3 was when I knew that such word racism existed, I was like, oh, this is what you call racism. When I think back of what all, whatever the things that happened to me, when I really think back, these teachers, they were racist to me. They treated me differently because they were racist, because that was a racist attack on me. And then I realized how much it affected me a lot. They broke my self-esteem, they broke my self-confidence, it created anxiety. I lost trust onto people. I lose trust very easily. I couldn't say no to anything that I don't want. I always want to say no, but then I'll say yes because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this person will be angry on me. I'm afraid that this person will be, will harm me. I'll cry every night for no reason. I'll get depressed. I'll have sometimes even suicidal thoughts because of all this, all this horrible past. So many things, guys. When I realized this is how racism works, and then I started thinking, this is not my fault. This is their thinking. This is the way that they thought. Their thinking is wrong. And then when the day came when I actually realized that this is not my fault, That was when I actually started exploring more about my personality, more about me. I started, interacting. I started being a leader in some of my community members. I started, taking opportunities. I just started, opening up myself to everybody, and this is the person I am now. Just for example, if I didn't heal myself from the past, from whatever happened, if even until now I kept, putting the fault onto myself, I won't be here sitting and talking so confidently in front of the camera. I wouldn't be. No. It took me so many years to actually really heal myself, to really heal all my self-esteem, to really bring myself back up. It took me a lot of years, a lot of time, a lot of effort. This is something that I never told anybody because I want to forget the past. But then sometimes, you couldn't forget it. It's just there. It's just there in your mind. So yeah, I'm sorry if I cried and stuff like that. I'm sorry. But I just want to let you guys know. Racism, people that have gone through racism or racist attack, I'm telling you, for them, it's not only about being sad or not only about being depressed. It's more than that. People can get depression. People will even have suicidal thoughts. People would hate themselves for being in such color. People would not accept for who they are. People would think that okay, this world does not like me. Why must I leave? Suicidal thoughts. Because racist attack on somebody is not just by making them sad. It's almost by breaking their self-esteem, breaking their self-confidence. Maybe tomorrow you guys can share your story because this is a very big thing, Racism is not a very easy thing. Like the other day, when I was reacting to the blackface ad, some of you guys even commented, oh, this is not a very big deal. Don't worry about it. They are just talking about sunburn. If you want to make ads about sunburn and then talk about sunburn, why you want to paint somebody this color? They literally painted this color of mine, onto that girl. Then how would you not want me to call it racist? That means even in that video it showed that the girl can be only loved if she is white. What the heck? So we really have to fight racism. Today I am here sharing my story. You please, if you guys have your own story, please comment down below. I want to know. What have you gone through? What have you done to build yourself up? But I want to tell you guys, never ever lose yourself to anybody. Don't lose yourself to the past and build yourself for the future. And take care, take action.